Life has a funny way of teaching us. It never hands us what we want when we want it, but often it gives us what we need when we least expect it. We chase happiness in the future, only to find glimpses of it in the present moment we were too busy to notice. We run from pain, yet it's pain that teaches us the most. We long for freedom, but too much of it can leave us feeling lost. It's ironic, isn't it? The people who seem to have it all often feel the most empty. The ones who've been through the worst often carry the deepest wisdom, and the lessons we resist the most turn out to be the ones that shape us. This isn't just about contradiction, it's about awakening, because when you start to see life for what it is, a paradox, a puzzle, a poetry of chaos and beauty, you stop fighting it. You begin to listen, to observe, to grow. This video is not a list of answers. It's a mirror, a reminder, a slow unraveling of truths we often overlook. So take a breath, sit with the irony, and let's walk through it together. When we're young, all we want is to grow up. We crave independence, freedom, money, status. We can't wait to escape the rules, the smallness of our world, the feeling of being underestimated. So we rush through childhood like it's a waiting room. School becomes a countdown. Every moment feels like preparation for something bigger, something out there. But then, somewhere in our late 20s or 30s, something odd happens. We start to look back. We miss the simplicity, the quiet joys we never noticed, the smell of home after school, laughing at nonsense with friends, having no real bills to pay, no pressure to be somebody. We traded play for productivity, rest for hustle, presence for ambition. And though we've gained a lot, we start to feel like something sacred slipped through our fingers. The irony is painful. When we had time, we wanted progress. When we have progress, we long for time. It makes you wonder, what are we rushing toward? And are we losing what matters while trying to win at life? Human beings are wired for connection. We're not meant to do life alone. We want to be seen, to be understood, to be held in the soft light of someone else's acceptance. Yet, we build walls. We keep our guards up. We hide our pain behind sarcasm, wear masks of confidence, and pretend we're fine, because we fear rejection more than we crave intimacy. The irony is cruel. We're lonely but afraid to let anyone see the real us. In our quest to protect ourselves, we isolate ourselves. We scroll endlessly, hoping to feel less alone. But the more we scroll, the more disconnected we become. We go on dates, but avoid emotional depth. We talk, but don't truly communicate. And often, it's not because we don't want love. It's because we don't want to be hurt by love. The irony of connection is this: to truly be close to someone, you have to be brave enough to let them hurt you. And to do that, you have to believe that love is worth the risk. Control is comforting. It gives us the illusion of safety, that if we just plan well enough, work hard enough, and anticipate every outcome, we can prevent disappointment. So we obsess over details. We make backup plans for our backup plans. We try to force outcomes in relationships, careers, and even personal growth. But life doesn't work like that. The harder we try to control everything, the more anxious we become. The more tightly we grip, the more things slip through our fingers. Why? Because life is fluid. It doesn't obey our timelines or bow to our expectations. Just when we think we have it all figured out, something unexpected happens. A loss, a breakup, a detour. And ironically, it's often when we let go, truly let go, that things start falling into place. When we surrender, not out of defeat, but out of trust, life has room to breathe again. Maybe peace isn't about control at all. Maybe it's about learning to dance with uncertainty, to ride the waves instead of fighting the tide. We live in a world that worships success. From a young age, we're taught to chase goals, get the degree, land the job, hit 6 figures, buy the house. And yes, these things can be meaningful, but we're rarely told about the hollow feeling that can come after we achieve them. You work for years to reach the top of the mountain, only to find it's not what you expected. There's a strange silence at the summit. no cheering crowd, no permanent satisfaction. And for some, an uncomfortable question starts to creep in. Is this all there is? That's the irony of achievement. It's not that goals are bad. It's that we expect them to fill a space in our soul that only purpose, connection, and inner peace can fill. True fulfillment doesn't come from reaching something outside yourself. It comes from aligning your life with something deeper. Your values, your truth, your growth. Success isn't wrong, but without meaning, it becomes just another pretty box we check while still feeling empty inside. No one wants to suffer. It's only natural to want joy, ease, and comfort. So we numb ourselves, we distract, overwork, scroll endlessly, binge watch, or pretend everything is okay. We do anything to avoid sitting with the ache inside us, the heartbreak, the shame, the fear of not being enough. But here's the irony. Pain is often the teacher we need most. It breaks us open. It humbles our ego. It shows us who we really are beneath the mask. Pain pulls us inward, forcing us to listen to parts of ourselves we've long ignored. And when we finally sit with it, not run from it, it begins to transform us. Think about it. The most compassionate people you know, the ones who love deeply and see others clearly, didn't get there by accident. They got there through struggle, through nights they thought they wouldn't survive, through learning how to keep going when everything felt lost. In pain, we find our depth, and in surviving it, we become the kind of person who can hold space for others. Pain doesn't make us weak, it makes us real. This might be the most heartbreaking irony of all. We all want to be loved, not for our achievements or looks or curated image, but for who we truly are, the raw, unfiltered version. But somewhere along the way, many of us learned that the real us might not be enough. So we perform, we please, we become chameleons, bending ourselves to match what we think the world wants to see. We smile when we want to cry. We agree when we want to scream. We tone ourselves down to stay lovable. And over time, it becomes exhausting, not just because it's fake, but because we've abandoned ourselves in the process. And the worst part, even when someone finally does love us, it doesn't feel real, because we know deep down they fell for the version we presented, not the one we've buried. Real love, the kind that liberates, can only find you when you're brave enough to be seen as you are. And yes, some people will leave, but the ones who stay, they're your people. They'll hold your truth with reverence. The irony is, you only find love when you stop performing for it. In a world where everyone's life is on display, comparison has become second nature. We scroll through highlight reels and wonder why we feel behind. Someone is getting married, someone else is building their dream business, and another is traveling the world. Meanwhile, we're just trying to get out of bed and make it through the day. It's easy to feel like we're not doing enough, not achieving fast enough, not becoming who we thought we'd be by now. But here's the cruel irony. The more we compare ourselves to others, the more disconnected we become from our own journey. We start living against someone else's timeline, forgetting that we each have a path that unfolds differently. We all bloom in different seasons, and what's meant for you cannot be rushed, and it cannot be stolen. No one posts their tears, their doubts, their failures, their lonely nights. When you compare, you give your power away. But when you return to your own lane, to your truth, to your pace, that's where peace lives. The irony is we chase validation by looking outward, when real fulfillment is only found when we turn inward. Purpose is one of the deepest cravings of the human soul. We want to know that our life matters, that our existence means something. We read books, chase careers, listen to podcasts, all in hopes of finding that one thing we're meant to do. But here's the twist. While we obsess over finding our purpose, we live like we've got all the time in the world. We procrastinate our dreams. We delay important conversations. We wait for the right time to love deeply, to start writing that book, to mend that relationship, to speak our truth. We forget that life is not promised, that time isn't infinite, that the days are slipping by while we endlessly plan and hesitate. The irony is, we may be waiting to find our purpose in some grand, life-altering moment, when in reality, purpose is often hidden in the small things, in showing up for someone, in making someone feel seen, in doing what we love, even when no one claps. Maybe purpose isn't found. Maybe it's chosen day by living with presence, honesty, and heart. Life will never be as straightforward as we hope. The truth is, it will contradict itself. It will break your heart and then heal it in the most unexpected ways. It will make you wait for what you're ready for now and give you things you weren't ready to handle. That's the irony. But here's the deeper truth. Irony is not cruelty, it's invitation. In The Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer, he says, eventually you will see that the real cause of problem is not life itself. It's the commotion the mind makes about life that really causes the problems. We get stuck in the mental trap of how things should be, instead of opening ourselves to the wild and planned beauty of what is. From Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning, we learn that suffering, contradiction, and hardship don't cancel out purpose. They carve it. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. That shift, that's where we meet our power. And in The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson, we're reminded the desire for a more positive experience is itself a negative experience. And paradoxically, the acceptance of one's negative experience is itself a positive experience. Embrace the irony and let go of needing everything to make sense. The irony of life isn't meant to confuse you, it's meant to mature you. It's life's way of waking you up, not breaking you down. If this message found you in a moment of uncertainty, know this, you're not alone. Life may not unfold how you expected, but it will give you everything you need to become who you're meant to be. So, if this video stirred something inside you, like, share, and subscribe to Innerverse for more honest, soul-deep conversations. And in the comments, tell me, what's one ironic truth about your life you've learned the hard way? Stay grounded, stay open,